Hi everyone, welcome to I Just React and Review. My name is Ashmita and I hope you all are doing well. And right now I will be sharing my thoughts on the latest Tamil anthology Netflix release, Navarasa, which has been created by Mani Ratnam and Jayachandra. So I will talk about each story in the sequence of least liked to most liked by me and its good and bad aspects. But before I get into each story, did this series as an overall satisfy me as an audience? And the answer to that is no. I feel that as an overall series, it was quite underwhelming. So yes, without dealing this any further, let's get into each story one by one. This particular story, which deals with the rasa of Veera, was my least favorite amongst all. The concept had so much potential, but it just completely fell flat. I did not feel any emotional connect to the story whatsoever, no matter how much I tried. And the sad part was that this was written by Mani Ratnam himself. The protagonist, Vetri, who is an army soldier, is fresh out of training and gets posted in a jungle which is a Naxal-dominated area. And during a crossfire, his bullet hits the Naxal chief, and subsequently Vetri is given the responsibility to transport him to headquarters safely. Now, the majority of the story and its biggest highlight is the conversation that happens between Vetri and this Naxal chief. But the conversation is not impactful at all and it does not hold my attention. I genuinely couldn't feel Vetri's fear or insecurity throughout the course of that conversation, and also by the end when he finally musters up the courage and follow the chief, I couldn't feel that also. I feel that this particular story should have created an inner conflict within me as an audience. My mind should have been conflicted to think if I am on Vetri's side for finally standing up for something and consequently admiring his courage, or if I should be admiring the chief's courage and point of view. But unfortunately, the only thing that I kept thinking was when this episode will get over and I will move on to the next one. The cinematography is great and the color scheme used, especially in the nighttime shots, is pretty well done. But overall, the story just falls flat for me. So yeah, 1.5 out of 5 for this one. The only saving grace in this Gautam Menon directorial story is the music. I actually enjoyed all the songs thoroughly. They were melodious, they were good to listen to, but the biggest thing that was lacking was the chemistry between the two protagonists. The story talks about the instant spark and attraction that you have with someone that you meet for the first time. And in a 5-minute conversation, you feel like you have probably found your soulmate. But I, as a viewer, couldn't find that spark between these characters. There is a beautiful Hollywood film, Before Sunset, and its sequel, Before Sunrise, which is based on a similar theme. Those two entire movies is about two characters just talking it out and feeling that love and attraction for each other. Now, when you make a story which is largely based on just two characters talking, there are two very important things that are required. One is extremely engaging dialogues, and second is fabulous chemistry between the two characters. Sadly, this does not happen here and you feel disconnected as an audience. The acting is just decent, and honestly, I thought that Surya was completely miscast in this particular story. So yeah, overall, once again, 1.5 out of 5 for me. Now, this one is directed by Rathendra Prasad, and first off, the acting done by both Parvati and Siddharth was fantastic, and I really liked the overall setup of this movie. The message that I gathered from this particular story is that how people give in to their fears and make their decisions in a haste without looking into the complete scenario and thinking rationally. We also see that how an event can cause a ripple effect in years to come. The lesson is that karma finds its way back always, no matter what. The story starts with a very interesting plot point and keeps you hooked, but somewhere in the midway, the narration lost its momentum for me. Though I completely didn't dislike it, I did not fall in love with it as well. It was just about good enough for me to watch. The cinematography is brilliant, color scheme is incredibly soothing to the eyes. So yeah, technically brilliant, good acting, and a decent watch. 2.5 out of 5 for me. As a sci-fi lover, I was hooked to the story from the get-go. The concept explained, the dialogues, the setup was just brilliant, and I liked how the conversation was unfolding between Arvind Swamy and Sai Siddhant's character. And just when the story was getting into epic territory, Arvind Swamy's character Vishnu takes his friend into the lab where he conducts all his experiments. And honestly, I busted out laughing. I really thought I had entered the chambers of Sorcerer Supreme from Doctor Strange. I don't know who was the set designer, but I am pretty sure sure that he or she is a Doctor Strange fan. From that moment, it starts to feel like this is a children's science fiction story. And believe me, I was getting so impressed by the overall concept and narration. They just had to ruin it with that stupid set. But barring that aspect, the overall narration, the dialogues, they were really well written. I really appreciate the director and the writer for thinking out of the box and bringing this story to us. I also really liked the ending twist. It actually went with the theme of this particular rasa. This is a 3 out of 5 for me. I like the setup and the fact that Karthik Subbaraj actually managed to capture somewhat the raw emotions in the story. The Sri Lankan civil war is the backdrop of this particular episode. A child enters the LTTE camp and says that he had to evacuate his village because of the war but came back to rescue his brother whom he had hidden before fleeing. One of the soldiers then decides to help him rescue the brother only to find out that he risked his life to actually save a cute little puppy. But honestly, that scene actually says a lot more. First, it actually shows the fierce, pure and unconditional love that this kid has for the puppy. Secondly, the soldier could have just left the puppy behind, but then goes out of his way to save him, giving him a glimmer of hope in the process that in the enemy camp, someone actually felt the same emotion as him, even though it's for a fleeting moment. It shows that there is actually a truthful moment of peace between the two enemy camps. But what I found very unrealistic was the last scene. I would have loved if the movie ended with the soldier giving the puppy to the kid saying thank you and leaving, and the soldier, even though being injured, feeling gratitude. That's where I feel the movie should have ended. I mean, it made no sense to me that he again goes up and exposes himself completely to the enemy camp. Him being a soldier, that decision was plain stupid. That's the only word which comes in my mind. Still, overall, a good attempt, 3 out of 5 for me. Bijoy Nambiar's directorial episode is 4th on my list, and for me, the biggest strength of this episode were the actors. I just loved how restrained everybody's acting was, especially Revati. She was hands down the best performer for me. And since this was the first episode of the series, it set my expectations quite high because I thought this is a very strong episode to start with. I like the concept that even though the characters show compassion for each other, there is an undercurrent of guilt attached to it. It actually makes us wonder if compassion and empathy are the byproducts of guilt. We do something in life, then we realize how wrong it was and we feel guilty about it. Then we see somebody else doing the same kind of actions, but it makes it easier for us to forgive that person because we have gone through the same thing. So maybe Karuna really is a byproduct of guilt. I am still searching for the answer. What do you guys think? Besides Revati, Prakash Raj and Vijay Sethupathi also give really good performances, and this episode overall is a slow burn but still one of the strongest episodes in this entire series. So 3 out of 5 for me. I really enjoyed this episode by Priyadarshan. We have Yogi Babu's character Veluswamy, who at present is a famous actor, and he comes back to his school as a chief guest. There he starts narrating his story. This episode will actually give you some genuine laughing moments and great performances. But more than the comical element of this episode, what actually grabbed my attention was Veluswamy's story. We see that as a kid he was constantly body shamed, he was called a pig, the teachers failed him because they had their grudges with him. I mean, we know that Veluswamy was naughty, but he was not an idiot. The story showed us that no matter what was thrown at him, he finally found his calling. There are some casteist jokes in the film which I personally did not enjoy. But overall, this was a fun watch, specifically because of the actor who plays the young Veluswamy. I think he was just fabulous. So yes, 3 out of 5 for this for me. Now this one is definitely one of the superior episodes for me. Now Arvind Swamy, even though he couldn't shine as Vishnu in Project Agni, he definitely shined as the director. Loved the concept of how anger can really blind one's mind to take action in an impulse. Acting by everybody was top notch, the cinematography superb, and in fact the BGM also was so good. From what I have read, this is Arvind Swamy's directorial debut, and I think personally he has done a fabulous job. Even though the storyline is pretty predictable, the emotions are extremely raw and genuine, and which is why this became one of my favorite episodes. Now the story is largely from the perspective of the male gaze, that is the protagonist Arul. Arul's sister also has a significant role, but her perspective is not really explored. Then there is the mother's character who actually goes through all the hardships and is enduring it all, but her perspective is given the least importance, which is understandable because this is essentially Arul's story. So we get to see Arul's pain, which is a byproduct of all the suffering that the mother has endured, but we never really see the mother's pain. But nonetheless, this was a very gripping episode, and the theme of anger was felt by me as a viewer. My rating for this would be 3.5 out of 5. Now, Payasam is hands down my most favorite episode out of all. Technically, this movie is extremely well shot, well edited, the score is amazing. Performance-wise, the acting by each and every actor is fantastic. Delhi Ganesh stands out not only as the best performer of this episode, but as the best amongst all the actors who were casted in this series. This was by far the most realistic episode out of all. It shows beautifully that how the feeling of disgust and jealousy can create walls within a family where you are not even willing to understand the other's perspective. The story is set up in the year 1965 and we see that there is a marriage ceremony which is going on in a house of a wealthy man called Subbu. Now Subbu is an extremely well-known person in his area. Not only is he successful, but he's also very well respected by people. But his own uncle is jealous of his success and feels that his own family has been sidelined because of Subbu and nobody in the town respects him. As the story progresses, we clearly get to understand Delhi Ganesh's character's perspective and why he is behaving like this. We understand that even though Subbu has shown nothing but respect to his uncle, the uncle cannot get himself to love Subbu. And in conclusion, we see how because of his own actions, his children are disgusted with their own father. Delhi Ganesh and Aditi Balan did such a fabulous job in bringing out the truest and the rawest of emotions with their acting. This is the story in which I thought that it could be made into a full-fledged movie to actually explore various kind of human emotions. Even in the span of 30 minutes, the story is so well detailed and every character's perspective is so clearly shown. This is a 4.5 out of 5 for me. And that brings me to the end of my review of each episode of Navarasa. You can catch the series on Netflix. It has also been dubbed in Hindi and English both. And that was the video from me today, guys. I hope you have come till the end and have enjoyed watching this episode. Do share in your ranking and your perspective of all the series, what you liked, what you disliked about the series. I would love to read them in the comments. And yes, I'll sign off now and I'll see you soon on my next video. Bye-bye.